So one thing I really appreciated about Deloitte was um, they like it was my first week when I joined, and it was around, I think, 5 to 6 days I was in the project, and I was asked to make a presentation to the client. So that was kind of a big deal for me because I didn't get a chance to like interact with clients and all much in my previous companies. So I think the confidence they put in the employees in the organization, I think that is really great. Mhm.
Being from an IT background, do you think that is one of the factors that helped you greatly, or do you think people from other backgrounds had a similar experience to yours, or do you think yours was a much, much easier looking at your background prior experience? Welcome, everyone. Hello, today. I am your host and buddy, Prenaro, and welcome on board to today's podcast of Skilled Sapiens. We are not just a community for mentoring, we are much more than that. We ignite the potential within every individual, every entrepreneur, and every person out there and help them excel in their lives and achieve the success that they want. Today, we have a very special guest with here today, Debajyoti. Hello, thank you for being with us. Just a brief introduction about him. He has studied from Symbiosis Center for Information and Technology. He is currently working at Deloitte, and he has secured a PPO with Deloitte during his internship that he got from college. Uh, he's an amazing person, of course, but today we'll be looking at the other side of things, his professional skills, his values, and what else helped him get the PPO and ensured that he ended up in one of the top four leading audit firms across the world. So let's get to know him. Hello, Debajyoti. Thanks for joining us today. So we'll just start off with a cliche question, if that's okay with you. Tell me something about yourself.
Yeah. Hi, Prerna. Thank you for the kind introduction. So, as far it goes for my introduction, so I started off my career with Bachelor's of Computer Application. So, after completing my graduation, I joined Wipro. So, I worked there around for 8 months. I was working on technical support over there. So, after that, I thought of career development, and I got an opportunity from Tata Consultancy Services. So so over there I worked for around 2 years, but gradually when I started working over there, I started gaining a knack for understanding the business end of the technology world as well. So I started doing research and understanding like what exact career path I need to take for my personal development. And after doing a thorough research, I found out like doing an MBA in information technology as a specialization would really help me to like move forward in my career in IT. So I after my research, I found out Symbiosis is offering a great opportunity in information technology. So I joined SCIT Pune in the year I think 28. Let me guess, was 2021. So while pursuing my MBA, I after 4 months in my MBA, we started off with with our summer internship programs, and various companies were visiting our campuses. And I sat for Deloitte. That was my first company. So usually it started off with profile shortlisting. So usually Deloitte has a separate resume that we needed to fill out. So after filling out our resumes, we had our after my profile got shortlisted, I sat for my interview. So it was starting off with a basic introduction about Deloitte from their end, and then we had our personal interviews one to one with the people in the organization. So in there, it's usually about getting to know each other and what exactly work you have done. Because I had past experience, it was my questions are mostly focused on what kind of work I used to do and some of the basic questions that I've studied um, till the part I've been a part of MBA. So after that, so we had a group discussion round where it was all on basic and what it says on latest topics. And after the GD round, they declared the the list of the names that were selected for internship. So so after I got to know that I was being selected at Deloitte, I was quite excited, and I continued with my MBA journey, because the internship would take place the next year. So gradually, when the date started coming nearby, I I started finding out things about like how is the internship. I started out finding comments in Google, like how is the experience of other people. So I especially got selected in risk advisory practice in Deloitte. So in there, so after finding out, I got to know that Deloitte also has a great opportunity of getting a placement from here as well. And like, who doesn't want to have a good placement in such a great organization? So like, I started finding out ways for getting a, like, confirm my what it says, my part time to a full time opportunity in Deloitte. So once I did a lot of research, but when I joined the company, I started working, like I had a great induction period in Deloitte. For the first 2 weeks, they explained how exactly things happen, what all divisions they have in the risk advisory practice and all. So gradually, I started networking with other people from other colleges as well, and I got selected in a project after 2 weeks. So while working in those projects and all, so that usually those things doesn't come in mind when you start working, like, and getting to know people. So those things started didn't really come in mind of getting a PPO, and I need to really focus on how to get a PPO and all those stuff. So yeah, so it's first of all, I started with getting to know about the project and all. And a really important thing that I understood while working in a project is, because if someone says like, you need to do this stuff in a project, so you can always deliver and do your job. But the important thing is to understand here is, while working in Deloitte, I understood that understanding the problem statement of each and every client is really important before working on that project. So if you know what exactly the problem statement you are working on, then you can even provide a better solution than the people who are working already in that organization, and even provide a better solution as well. So it has been a great journey throughout the internship period. And yeah, so it ended up with a final presentation to the stakeholders, like how exactly was my journey in Deloitte. So after 2 months, I got a pre-placement offer from Deloitte after that. And now I'm currently working. It's been last 6 months I've been working in Deloitte.
That is great. Congratulations again on your journey. So great to hear
Thank
how
you.
the all of this panned out. Thank you for sharing with us. So now to get a bit deeper into the topic, I'll just ask you, according to you, what are the key aspects when, as you
Mhm.
mentioned, there were many rounds regarding
Mhm.
when Deloitte came for the internship, and you converted your first ever company in your internship. So that's a great
Yeah.
deed in itself. So according to you, what are the key metrics that set you apart from everybody else, and what enabled you to be the pick of
Mhm.
Deloitte in the very first go?
Yeah. So I think the process starts with the building your resume. So they usually have a format for it. Like, all companies have different formats. So it is very important to understand that you put the key points in your resume to get shortlisted, because we had, like, it was like around, like, few other companies just came by before that. So it was like, there were many students who sent their resume. So it's really, to make a difference from other people, you need to build a good resume. So the main thing to focus is to what it says, to portray your best out of yourself in your resume, and the things that you feel confident about, that you have worked on, or that you want to portray during your interview. So those things should be put out in the resume clearly over there. So that is the first part. Secondly, in the personal interview, I think it's all about being confident. And they don't want to, because internship is a phase where they expect you, that you need to learn from them. And they don't expect like you have to work, because it's just a 8 weeks period.
Right.
So it's more about, they try to know you as a person, and how exactly, what value you are going to bring to the organization, rather than what knowledge and all you are bringing in. So those are also a part, but mainly the focus is on how what kind of person you are. So that is so those kind of questions usually come up during the interview, so people usually need to focus on that and try to be confident. And yeah, like it's usually they make you feel comfortable during those interviews. It's nothing to feel nervous about it. And usually for after that there's a group discussion round. It mostly depends on how aware you are about the market. So so I would say rather look into few recent topics and all that are happening around you, and then prepare for the group discussion round. And yeah, that's it. Probably that would help you throughout the internship rounds.
Right. So, okay, thank you for your insights. And so, once you do join the internship, right? And
Mm-hmm.
that is the whole onboarding process. So, you mentioned a bit about it, but like, other than the skills, the different work, according to you, how was the onboarding experience? Since you already have worked with two other companies prior to this,
Mm-hmm.
and they were
Mm-hmm.
Indian companies, and this is a multinational company. So, did you find any change in work culture in terms of the onboarding experience when joining the company?
Yeah, so I think it was more based on the role that I joined. So one thing I really appreciated about Deloitte was um, they like it was my first week when I joined. And it was around I think 5 to 6 days I was in the project, and I was asked to make a presentation to the client. So that was kind of a big deal for me, because I didn't get a chance to like interact with clients and all much in my previous companies. So I think the confidence they put in the employees in the organization, I think that is really great. And yeah, it gives a lot of great exposure. But one thing I missed out, because it was like we were just recovering from the COVID pandemic. I had my internship from home, but the induction period they still tried to make it really interesting through various activities, events, and all. But I would say, yeah, so apart from induction, yeah, the people in Deloitte are really supportive. And yeah, they made the journey really easy throughout the internship period.
Right. That is good to know. And when you were undergoing the internship with them,
Mhm.
what are your key skills? And other than skills, what are your soft skills that, according to you, helped you get on board with all of the tasks that were assigned to you?
Okay, so I think the first and most important thing when you join this kind of organization, and especially I was working on remote during that time. So the most important thing that helped me through my internship journey was purely networking. So I would say try to ask as many questions as you can during the internship to different people. Like you can, and they are really supportive of everything. Like they try to, like even if you have any space in the if they have any time in the calendar, you can book any time in the calendar and then have a meeting with them to understand what you want to. And I think that was the key thing that helped me was networking with various people in the team to understand how exactly how people thought and what exactly each and every people work on, what on activities. So so while you get to know other people, you also get to understand their thought process and the views on on a particular problem, how exactly different people have an approach on different things. So I think I would say mainly focus on the networking skills, and that I think that would really help you throughout the internship period.
Right. So, speaking about networking, how easy or difficult was for you to,
Hmm.
as you mentioned, it was Corona time and there were people
Hmm.
from different colleges as well. So, how easy or difficult was it for you to ensure that you get the right message across? Because sometimes we do see, there is this miscommunication, there is this gap, especially in online mode. So, how did you overcome that and how easy or difficult was it for you? Could you explain?
Yeah, so I think for few parts, Deloitte also made it easy for us, because when we joined, they set up such kind of activities where we get to network with different people from other colleges. So they set up activities so that we can get a better understanding of each other, how exactly the people are around us. And the induction period was all about that. And even in the project also, we used to have weekly meetings. so there were different initiatives from Deloitte end as well, and from my end, I would say it is simply about just pinging the person, like whether he or she is available, and if he or she is, then it's really about that you set up a meeting with that person and yeah, clarify all your thoughts and start working on your like whatever work you want to know about from that person. So it was mostly through like everyone is just a ping away in Teams. It was not that hard, but yeah, Deloitte also made it easy in various ways as well.
Right. Okay. And regarding job that you were doing,
Hmm.
being from an IT background, do you think that is one of the factors that helped you greatly, or do you think people from other backgrounds had a similar experience to yours, or do you think yours was a much easier looking at your background prior experience?
So, so answering to that question, I would say, based on the experience from like few of my other uh, friends were also there in Deloitte with me when we got selected from our college. So, based on what I heard from their experience, yeah, so I would say it helped me slightly. It gave me an edge while delivering the projects, I would say, because I had a prior experience with IT companies. But I would say got to learn a lot of new things because the role was completely different from what I used to work in the other companies. But I but the main thing that helped me from my previous companies what was the process in which the company works. So that particular part was like I was well versed with earlier, like how exactly this big organizations behave. But yeah, coming to learnings and all, it was completely new. I think it was same for everyone.
Right. And since it was, so new and there were so many learning curves, can you recall any particular challenge that you faced during this journey? Something that you felt really pushed you and brought out a different side of you that perhaps you had not explored previously?
Yeah, so I would say the one particular challenge that I had was like there is always a part of learning. So that's why in our internship we had two stages of presentations in our internship period. So during my first presentation, I got a lot of feedback from them, like the questions that I got through during my first presentation, like I was not sure about like I should be knowing all those things about my project, my all those stuff. So so the minor challenges were first of all I didn't know what all questions I should have been asked, like should be asking in the first go when I joined the project. So that was the first thing that I came across when I got my feedback. So that was one of the challenges. So I would say during the second phase I tried to overcome all those things by, I think I tried to network or try to understand in a deeper level about the project, and and mostly focusing on the why part and what exactly the project is all about. It's not just, as I said earlier, it's not just about delivering what the work they are giving. It's all about asking intuitive questions and providing a better solution from what they are also providing to the client. So it's all about, I think, asking more and more questions and getting to know the project really well. I think that's the part I started improving and gradually understood that that is one of the bigger aspect in a project, rather than just asking like, so the client needs this, so I need to deliver this. So it's not like that.
Right. And as you mentioned, networking was a big part of it, understanding the client. Other than,
Mhm.
all of these factors, did you have at any moment in your internship, did you feel that, okay, this is something I'm doing really well, and
Mhm.
this will definitely help me land a PPO? At any point, did you have that confidence in you while you were doing all of this?
Um, I think at certain point of time, like for my last, I would say, interaction with my project team and all. So the amount of knowledge that I gained and the amount of deliverables I was able to give, I was pretty much satisfied that I was able to contribute or make an impact in the organization within such a short period of time. Another thing I would mainly I would ask you to ask anyone to focus is like getting the work, because it's a very short period of time. People are like anyone, I would say anyone in the organization would be busy with their, so you can't get a work that is like for a wrong duration. So you need to come up with ideas by yourself and pitch in your ideas during the internship period, because no one is going to come up and say like, you have been assigned this task and you have to do it. So you need to understand the problem statement and give the solution by yourself. So I think that part, I at the end, like when I started pitching in my own solutions and getting in work done in a bit, I would say in a particular fashion, it helped me a lot in providing a better solution to the client. And of course, in the last presentation that I had with the stakeholders, I think that particular presentation, I felt, and the feedback that I received, I thought that I might get, but I was not sure. But yeah, might secure a pre-placement offer from Deloitte.
Right. And so all of these feedbacks that you were getting along the way, they obviously shaped you as a person. They definitely helped you in your growth.
Yeah.
But there any particular feedback you felt that initially it hurt? Was there ever
Mhm.
such anything feedback from their side that initially you
Yeah.
thought, okay, that is a bit of a critique, but I'll take it. Any experience like that?
I would say mainly that I felt was um, like, when I joined the project in the beginning, it was all about, I was thinking about how exactly I would deliver, how will I get the work from other people. I kept on thinking like, do I have any work? How can I help? So mostly my questions was based on that. But like when my first presentation went through, I got few questions about the project, but I was not confident enough to answer those questions. Then I understood like I need to understand the um, so the feedback actually was about like, you need to understand what is the project all about and why exactly we are doing this for a client, rather than you just doing the work for what you have been asked for. So so gradually in the second phase of my program, I started setting up meetings with different people in the project and understanding why exactly and what impact and how it's going to make a change in the client's organization. So all those things, when I got to learn throughout the second phase of my internship, yeah, I think those few questions again popped up in my second presentation, and I was able to answer that confidently in my final presentation.
That
Yeah.
is great. That is so great. And in your internship, like how did you set yourself apart from all the other interns that were in the company? You already mentioned some of the points, going the
Mhm.
extra mile, understanding what the
Mhm.
project is all about, etc. But in terms of behavior, perhaps, is there something that you did differently so that people immediately you could register in people's mind as this, okay, this is that guy? Any particular behavioral trait?
Mm, behavioral trick, I think. I would say two things. Firstly, is I think the more you interact with the people in the organization, the more you get remembered. Because either way, if you like, and I would say staying back for working for an extra mile, of course. But I think um, firstly coming on camera during meetings, yeah, that really helps, because the physical presence over there. Most of the people hesitate on keeping the cameras on video cameras on during the meetings. I think keeping your cameras on and speaking face to face really helps people to like connect with each other. And I think, yeah, mostly being present and yeah, like whenever people need you, I think you should be like available for them. And I think, yeah, because mostly I was remote, I think my physical presence over there was not possible. I think keeping the cameras on and having a meeting face to face really helped me, like keep a mark on, okay, so this is the person, and this is the work he's doing and all the stuff. Yeah.
Right. Okay, that is so great. And again, congratulations on, being the person to get it. It's really, really a big deal. Congratulations again.
Thank you.
And just uh, one more question. When you did get the PPO, like at that particular moment, what was your first thought, if you can remember, when you got the happy news?
Um, I think they also declared a happy news on a very special day, I would say, because I was in Pune at that time, and Ganesh Chaturthi is a big deal over there. So
Correct.
I was getting ready for my Ganesh Chaturthi celebration in my college, and suddenly I got a call from the placement committee that you need to report, and yeah, I got to know. So it was a double celebration for me, and yeah, I was pretty much like, even though other companies were visiting, I was very sure that I will be joining back in Deloitte, because the environment and the learnings and everything about the people I got to know over there. I still have a contact with my internship people I worked with in my internship, from the people I worked in the project, even though they few of them have left the organization or anything, but I still have a contact with them. So I think networking is really important, and yeah, so I was pretty much confident that I would love to join this organization back, and yeah, it was a really great moment for me.
Thank you for sharing that with us. And
Yeah.
any advice particularly that you would like to give to people who are looking how to convert PPOs? Any particular advice?
Um, for PPOs, I would say, final thoughts. I would say, first few points is networking, going an extra mile for projects, and yeah, and the say first and the last thing I would say is getting the tasks to be done. So that would be the third, because as I said, like, nobody is going to come to you and ask you like you need to do this. Not It's not going to happen every time. So you can suggest, if you have a deeper understanding of the project and the work they are doing, you can always pitch in the new solutions, and they are really and the people in the organization are really encourage the employees to implement and see what exactly improvement that is going to bring in the project. So yeah, so taking initiatives is really important. Yeah.
Okay, thank you for sharing all of your valuable insights with us. Thank you so much. And so, guys, that's a wrap for today. Thank you for joining us today and learning. And we hope you found it as intriguing and as informative as I did. And that's a wrap up for today. And thank you so much, Debajyoti, for being the amazing guest that you are. And it was so insightful. Your lessons were so valuable. It will definitely help every single person out there who is looking to convert a PPO. So thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you, Prerna, for having me. I hope it helps people to convert the internship and their to a full-time offers.
Great. Thank you. And guys, so if you like this meeting today, then hit that subscribe button and leave us a comment. And we'll see you in the next podcast. So bye bye.